This one's called Outside Society. We all like the companionship and community and the friends of being in society, but we also can't stand to be around people. At least for very long. And if we're true to ourselves, we'll get a break. We'll go on vacation, we'll get away, and then we'll come back for a little while. But faster than we care to admit, we can't stand being around people again. We've got so many people who live within unhappy circumstances, and yet they don't take the initiative to change their situation because they're conditioned to a life of security, of conformity, and consumerism. All of which may appear to give one peace of mind, but in reality, nothing is more damaging to an adventurous spirit than a secure future. The core of a living spirit is your passion for adventure, and the joy of life comes from our encounters with new experiences. And hence, there is no greater joy than to have an endlessly changing horizon with each day a new and different sun. These words are from Alexander Supertramp, whose life was popularized by the book Into the Wild. He is a modern-day martyr, someone who got out of society, donated his money, and went to live in the wilds of Alaska. The problem with a popular martyr is that the emphasis is placed on their death, creating this tainted perspective that if you leave society and go into the wild, you'll die. That's not true. I went to Alaska, and I lived. I'm here before you. And my life was full of wonder, and every moment was rich with adventure. I went into the wild near where Alexander Supertramp did in Alaska, where he lived in a bus, where he was had to survive a winter, starved to death. I was staring at the very same mountain that he must have been, Mount Denali, the highest point in Alaska. We were just a stone's throw from each other. And yet, I survived. Thank goodness. There were moments, Alaska almost encourages you to push your limits, live on the wild side. But real life is better than anything that you city livers could dream of, more meaningful than the best of your imaginations. The martyr's death can overshadow the importance of their life. Jesus didn't come to show that if you oppose the Romans, then you'll be crucified. No. His life was his message, spreading the idea that the kingdom of God is within you, that you don't need a church or a priest to connect to our Creator. And Alexander Supertramp's message is that the beauty and meaning of an adventurous lifestyle is within your reach, and it's worth it. I hear his message from other teachers. I hear even more messages that rise up out of the noise. I hear, while the world is burning, they make a bunch more gasoline, from our friend Jimmy Brobeck. He started the evening tonight. These wisdom messages, they rise up and they reach my ears. And they encourage me to be bold, to ditch my car, pack a backpack, and walk on my own 2 feet as they were intended for. Walking with my dog on nature trails is the most peaceful times of my life. On an adventure, going somewhere new. And dogs are the best reminders to go outside, to get back into the real world. Let this be a friendly reminder to let your dog take you on a walk through nature, where you both can reminisce about the good old days, when we both lived in the natural environment, getting in touch with the age-old companionship between humans and dogs. Happiness is only real when shared. So be happy in nature, walking on the trails with your dog. Because there is joy in everything and anything that we might experience. We just have to have the courage to turn against our habitual lifestyle and engage in unconventional living. Is there happiness and joy in conventional living? I have seen no evidence. Instead, I see stress, rushing around, and monotonous complaining. When I have seen people smile with glee, it is when they've broken free from the norm, when they chose to skip instead of trudge, when they excuse themselves from a conversation to admire the singing of birds, and when the silence is broken with a fart. If you subscribe to a normal, conventional lifestyle, and you decide what to do, when you decide what you're going to do for the rest of your life, you will become that, and that will be your punishment. But if you remain open and free in a state of becoming, you will never become anything, and that will be your reward. What will it take for me to not feel the need to escape society? To not feel like I'm being robbed of my time? What will it take for me to break free from the bondage of money? I want out. And I'm going to get out while I'm young and able. Society, I hope you are not lonely without me. I'm your last performance for the night. So we have just one more performance from me. I'm going to be fire spinning outside. You're more than